Hi, I'm Ernie Conover. I'd like to share with you a great miniature turning project, turning earrings. It's a great job for a mini lathe, but it can be done on a full-size lathe as well. That's the thing about miniature turning. You can do it on any size lathe. It's just much easier to move this little tiny banjo and tool rest than it is a big one. You don't need much material to turn earrings. I'm going to use a small piece of boxwood, which is a durable, close-grained wood that's also fairly light. I'm going to do it with the simplest of chucks. I turned this piece of boxwood between centers and I turned a 1/2-inch tenon on one end. I then mounted a block of wood on a faceplate, turned it round and turned it square across the face and drilled a 1/2-inch hole that I can put that in. I'm now going to use a bit of super glue to glue this in the chuck. I'll be able to make at least a pair of earrings out of this piece of dowel, and probably 3, maybe 4. Depends on the design and what I want to do. Pushing that home. We'll let that dry for a few minutes. You can do some of the primary turning of bringing up your piece of wood to round and putting a tenon on it with full-size turning tools. But for the bulk of making really small things like earrings, you're going to have to either buy or make some tools. You can make them quite simply from 1/4-inch round bar stock. One is a simple skew that I simply flattened 2 sides of it, creating 2 flutes, and a skewed edge to form a little round skew. And the other tool has just got 3 corners on it, and it cuts pretty handily. And finally, we are going to use a bevy of just improvised scrapers. And we'll use everything from screwdrivers to dental picks. So let's proceed now to make a set of earrings. All right, I've necked this down in preparation to drill it. To hold the earring on what's called the finding, and that's what holds it on your ears, you need an eye pin glued into this, and we need to drill a little hole to do that. So I have a very small little twist drill here. It's a number 70, and I'm just drilling a little hole down in there that will be able to glue the finding into the earring. So with my little screwdriver scraper, I've brought this down to about the shape I want. You don't need very big pieces of sandpaper. Little tiny ones will do just fine. You do want to sand this and even finish it while you're here. But this is a little sort of a Indian club type of shape. I usually glue the eye pin in at this time. You can see that the eye pin is way too long, and they're actually made that way because you may want to do all kinds of different things with it to fit your design. But that's about right. So again, I'll take a drop or 2 of medium viscosity super glue, put it on the end of that pin, right in there like that. Our eye pin is glued in. I've sanded this out to 320. I'm now applying some carnauba wax. And our last task here is to take our little miniature skew here and just cut this right off. And there's our little earring. To mount this on the finding, we'll take a little pair of pliers here and open that eye up, slip the finding over the eye, and bend it back straight again. And there is our earring. Our next task is to turn one that's identical. Give this type of miniature turning a try. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty easy to do. You don't need an awful lot of equipment.